Hello everyone. In today's tutorial, we are going to look at how to create a very simple character and make the character walk and blink. So in this tutorial, you're going to learn how to create basic character rig and animate facial expressions using 2D textures and create a very simple basic walk cycle. So let us get started. What I have here in this scene is you will see that there's a sphere and 2 feet which I have modeled, and there's a very simple character rig. If you select the entire the top part, the entire character can be moved and placed wherever you want to place it in the scene. There's a dummy for the head and then 2 dummies for the feet, and we have used position constraint so that whenever the leg moves, the head will be positioned between the 2 legs. All right, so you can individually select each dummy and animate the dummy. You can rotate the legs, move the legs, and then if you want, you can even delete this object and put some other object in its place, or you can add some extra animation if you think is necessary to fine-tune your animation. Okay, so each part can be selected and manipulated individually, and the entire rig can be placed and moved around. So we are going to look at how to create a basic scene like this. Okay, so let us get started with our character rig. What we will do is go to the helpers tab and create a dummy, and simply click and drag to create a small dummy object. Right click on the move tool, and then we will right click it so that it is perfectly in the center, and then we will move it up. Okay, and then you can move it at some specific distance just so that you have some reference point for the distances of where your character is. So this will be the main dummy, this will be the head dummy, and then I will copy one more, move it to the left, and copy one more, move it to the right. Okay, so these two will be a little longer for the feet, and they will be a little narrower and then flatter. Okay, so you can be kind of place them more or less at equidistant. So this is our basic character rig. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to link all these objects to the main dummy object. So that is the first step. So that way when you select this one, the entire rig gets selected. Okay, now the pivot point for the leg has to be at the bottom of the feet. So if you go to hierarchy and affect pivot only, you can drag it at the bottom of the feet. Same thing for this one, move it at the bottom of the feet, and then we'll move the pivot of this at the center, so that if in case you want to make the character make a somersault or something, it will happen from the center instead of happening from the head. Okay, if it is at the head, the character will rotate from that top part. So I feel that this is a better position for the main character rig. Okay, so you can always select and move the character. Okay, now what we want is that when this leg moves, or when this leg moves, our body should always, or the head should always be in the middle of these two objects. So we will just animate the feet and then the head will move with the feet. So what we are going to do is we are going to constrain the movement position of this object to the position of these two objects. So we'll select this main object. So what we want is that when we manipulate this object, this object's position should be constrained to these two objects. Alright, so we will select the object that has to be controlled first, which is the head, and we'll go to animation, constraint, and we're going to go to position constraint. Okay, and then we will simply select the leg. Now when the head is still selected, I know that it has moved down. If you go down here at the bottom, it will say keep initial offset, so it will go back. So we'll do the same thing, constraint, position constraint, and then we want this object to be constrained by dummy 3 and dummy 4 equally, so 50-50. So when I move this object, the head is going to be controlled. Okay, and we don't want this to be controlled by anything because this is going to be the entire rig. Now we can rotate this individually and there is no problem. The only thing is when it is moved, our head will move with it. Okay, so that's the basic rig. What we need to do is we need to rename all these objects. So I will call it C for character and main. Then this is the C head. This is C left foot. This will be C right foot. Okay, now we can populate these areas with our characters features. So this is going to be the head. So again I'll right click and put all these at 0. Okay, so you can see these are 0, only this is moved. And then we'll position the head in the middle here. Okay, the head can be little smaller so that the gizmo is easy to select. Okay, or you can scale the gizmo, doesn't really matter, you can scale it big or small. Okay, so that becomes the head, and then we'll create a cube for the feet, and then we can scale it. Okay, and then I will shift copy it on this side. So that will be our character. Okay, so right now we can simply add some basic color that you like. Okay, and then we are going to link these to our dummies. So when you select the dummy, the entire character is selected. So this we can name it C head again, C left foot, and C right. So this one and this one are named same. So to avoid confusion, you can name this char for character. Okay. So this is C left foot belonging to char left foot. Okay. Later on, you can then modify the face or the feet the way you want and uh, replace these ones. So the rig can be used. So for example, if you already have an animation and then you want to make changes to the color or the geometry, it is very easy to do that and then still keep the animation. Now we will get into animating the character.